Hello and welcome to the Triangle Podcast, episode 20. We're on 20 episodes. I'm Christian.
I'm Jesse.
And the gang is not fully here today.
No,
Once
not
again, no Jesus this time. Before it was no Jesse and it was just me and Jesus. Now no Jesus and it's me and you, Jess.
Again. Doing it twice now.
This is our second episode alone. So let's see if we could. I know the first time we did it, it was magic. Let's see if we can top that one.
All right. I'm looking to top you and Jesus because it was a pretty good podcast. I had a chance to listen to it.
Yeah,
it was pretty
definitely
good.
Check that one out, guys. We talk about where Dirk will rank of all time. What do you quick grasp on that? I mean, you missed that.
Of all time?
Well, in power forwards or you know what I mean, like
power forwards.
I feel like he scored 30,000 points and everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's the greatest of all time!" Like
power forwards, definitely top 10, greatest of all time. You could arguably put him in the top 15, but I would say I'll be genuine. Put him in top 20.
Generous.
Generous. Yeah.
College kids, right?
Yeah.
We're some college kids. We're waiting for it to finish.
For real. I'm looking forward to summer.
Soon. And we did miss. Did we miss a podcast last week? I feel like we.
Yeah.
We didn't do a podcast at all last week.
Because I was in New York and
you were in New York. Yeah, our schedules just really aren't working recently, but we had some time today. Made some time today.
Yeah, true.
So we got a podcast going today. And it's kind of hard because I talked about it last episode too. Is because, like, this part of the season, there's not much to talk about. Trade deadline's done. All-Star game's done. Now it's just about who is going to make the playoffs.
For real.
And we will be discussing that later. We got a few games. Not really games, but some like, things from games we're going to cover. We're going to cover who's making the playoffs or who we think will make the playoffs. I got a question for you. Maybe we'll ask that at the end. And also, I want to talk about LeVar Ball because he seems to be the hot topic.
I can't wait for that.
He seems to be the hot topic in ESPN and the news. On,
everywhere.
First Take, especially.
Undisputed with Skip and
Nobody
Shannon.
watches that, bro.
I like it because of Skip Bayless, too.
I hate Skip Bayless.
I don't like him either, but he's a really good journalist. Can't hate the man for that.
Yeah, I understand. And... well, let's start it off with, I basically just wrote down some newsworthy things. And let's start it off with the altercations that happened this week.
Cool.
And last week included, because we are
goodness.
covering 2 weeks. Because there's been two fights. I guess you can't consider the first one a fight, but what would you call it? I mean, it's the OKC and Warriors scuffle.
I mean, in the play, Steph Curry just got tangled up with, it wasn't Westbrook. It was another player. I can't remember his name at the moment because I never even heard of the guy. And they were going just a random player. And they were going for a jump ball situation. And they were getting in position. And Curry and him were tangling arms and everything. And Curry just pushed him.
Yeah, apparently, like, I guess for the jump ball, you got to get in a certain line you got to step on and whatnot.
Yep.
So Curry was trying to step on the line. And the guy basically blocking him. So, Curry would try to, move him a little bit. The guy wasn't having it. Curry ended up pushing him out. Curry, I mean, he is a small dude, but he was
aggressive.
Running. He was an aggressive little guy, right?
Shit, he was pushing Taj Gibson back pretty far.
Pretty far. And then Westbrook got into it.
Oh, yeah.
Then that's when it started becoming newsworthy.
Yeah. And the fact that a few days before they played in that game, Westbrook was saying that, something about Westbrook saying...
Curry saying that Harden should be MVP because of the team that he has.
Yeah, and Westbrook was saying, who's Steph Curry? In reply to that. And then that was before the game, and tempers flared, and they're good friends and all, but I think they're
friends.
I think they're good friends.
Says who?
I just feel like those type of players, like top point guards or athletes in the NBA or in other sports, I feel like they're really good friends deep down. But when it comes to competition, like Russell Westbrook, him being competing for MVP, and Curry trying to get another ring, obviously. They're really competitive, and just tempers flared. Westbrook is really protective over his players, especially since Kevin Durant left, and the whole situation when Kevin Durant went back to OKC. There was almost another fight with him and Andre Robertson, him and KD. Remember that?
Yeah.
So it happens. The NBA, at the end of the day, they all love each other, but they're all aggressive.
I would have loved to see if KD was there.
God. If KD and Russell Westbrook throw hands, bro, the whole media world would
shut down, right? Including us. I mean, we'll go crazy about it. We'll talk about it. We'll literally rush to do the podcast.
I really want them to play in the first round of the playoffs. I just do.
Well, Thing is, this is without KD. This was a KD-less team, and Warriors still cooked them.
Yeah. I mean, they're struggling here and there with some scoring
now they got it back. Now they're back in their
Yes,
bag,
they
and
do.
when Warriors are back in their bag, it's becoming a problem. Klay Thompson was in his bag that game.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else was in his bag?
Who?
Name is Devin Booker.
Oh, yes.
This happened yesterday, and let me tell you the story of what. So what did you guys experience? What were you guys doing when Devin Booker scored 70 that night? What we were doing, we were at Buffalo Wild Wings, right? Trying to watch some. We come back from, what was it called? Free Fall.
Yeah.
It's a trampoline place up here where we could discuss that too. That's NBA related. We try to dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, props to Aaron Gordon. Props to Zach LaVine. Because we had trampolines, and it was hard just to get the ball in the hoop. Nevertheless, I did hit a 360 in between legs.
I kept getting rim rejected, bro. I couldn't dunk on that highest hoop.
You couldn't dunk on any hoop, Jess.
I dunked on the little one. Like the little 4-foot one.
Bro, that was the one that you weren't even allowed on.
Yeah, I know. But I had to dunk.
You did thumb in the alley. The alley was nice.
That was nice.
The alley was nice. Anyways, props to them. But we were coming back from free fall, so we headed up to Buffalo Wild Wings. You know, eat some wings.
Chill,
and watch
some
some
basketball,
NCAA.
basketball, anything, really.
And, you know, obviously it says, at the bottom, it says the scores of the games and whatever. So we were keeping intact with all of it. Then I remember Jesse was, damn, Devin Booker got, I think it was 40 in the beginning, right?
Yeah. It 40. Was like 45, 50.
Yeah, 45. And then he was like, yo, damn, Devin Booker got 50. I was like, yo, he might be the youngest player to ever hit 50. That's crazy. And here I am, Jesse was saying it because that's where his monitor was positioned. I was looking at the bigger screen. So I didn't get to see those.
And then 10 minutes passed by. I'm like,
I thought the game was done.
No,
I thought the game was done. And
it just started the fourth quarter, and he had 50 points.
And then Jesse hit me with, guys, Devin Booker just scored 70 points, and we were all like, yo, bro, you're lying.
I was just like, nah, look at the monitor, bro.
Then when he was like, nah, bro, for real, I grabbed my phone and it said Devin Booker scores career high 70 points against Celtics and still loses.
What? I just don't
How do you
understand.
still lose?
Yeah, for real. I can understand if it's overtime because Michael Jordan scored 63 in the Boston Garden against Larry Bird in 86, but my man dropped 70. He scored 4 3-pointers that entire game. He went to the line a lot and
went to the line. I think 20. I think he had 24 points off of free throws.
Yeah.
But and still, 24 points off free throws. You have 12 off of threes. That's only 36. 36 minus 70.
Yeah.
You still got to come up with 34 more points.
He had 52 points in the second half. That's insane, bro.
34 points just off of mid-range and transition.
I don't understand. He has a better career high than Michael Jordan.
He has a better career high than everybody active right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is he's the first player to get that close since Kobe back in, what was that?
2006.
I want to say 05.
I'm not sure, but that's definitely I think it's the closest high scoring game to Kobe.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember anyone getting past 70. Yeah. Except Devin Booker. And how old is he? 20.
20 years old.
I think he's the youngest player to score 70 points. And
bro, he's the youngest player to score above any. I think probably over 50 points.
But you know his previous career high before that? 39 points.
He hit that 3 times.
Bro, if you don't hit a 40-point game and you go straight to 70, bro, something's clicking. And against a Boston Celtics defense that, bro, Avery Bradley, Jay Crowder. Come on, son. That's insane. And that's a playoff team. And Isaiah Thomas was throwing some shots.
No, Isaiah Thomas's word got misconstrued.
Oh, for real?
What happened is they asked him what he thought about, I think the team celebrating. Because, the Suns were celebrating.
Oh, they were acting like they won the game and everything, too.
And then, so basically, he just said, they're concerned about a record or whatever. I'm concerned about playoffs. Mm-hmm. Or no, I think he said
they're worried about the lottery.
They're worried about lottery. We're worried about playoffs, and it's crazy because
it's true.
Celtics are worried about the lottery more, and they're making the playoffs.
That's true as well.
They're making sure every day that Brooklyn Nets is losing. Mm-hmm. And I was tight. The Lakers won. Yeah, they won yesterday, and Lakers beat Wolves yesterday. Clarkson set a career high.
Bro,
36 points, I think.
Good for him.
Everybody in the Lakers, I could discuss this real quick too. Everybody in the Lakers have been doing career highs lately.
Russell's
Randall,
been doing really good.
Randall, Russell, Clarkson, Zubac, and Ingram hit a career high. I forgot what it was the other day. I think it was 24, but he was getting his groove back.
Oh, and big shout out to Shaquille O'Neal. He got his statue. In front of Staples Center. How do you feel about that? Well deserved.
Is that a question? Of course, well deserved. He has 3 titles with us, and I mean, I feel like it was just due time. It was gonna happen.
Yeah,
I do like the statue of him, the iconic him hanging on the rim.
Yeah,
it's Shaq Diesel, you know.
I think it's well deserved. He's the most dominant big man I ever seen in my life. So.
Well, yeah, and we didn't really get to. I mean, hopefully
we saw the end of his.
Yeah,
career.
we saw the end. Hopefully, we could say maybe Anthony Davis or Karl Anthony Towns.
Boogie Cousin, who knows?
I think Anthony Davis and Karl Anthony Towns got the more potential for that one.
Oh yeah, because they're younger.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I should have mentioned this while we were talking about the other altercation, but...
Oh, yeah, the Robin Lopez deal.
Let's talk about it. The Ibaka and Robin Lopez altercations where actually punches were thrown, which we rarely see now.
And I was watching it. I was watching the game live, actually. And that whole thing where Ibaka shoved the elbow in his back, I've seen that because he's done it when he played for OKC a lot, and... A lot of players have never liked that because Ibaka's a really good player, and he's always aggressive, going for rebounds and everything. And Robin Lopez, he just smacked the ball out of his hands, and tempers flared. They pushed each other, and they threw punches. But I didn't think it was nothing because, in my opinion, Robin Lopez and Serge kind of pulled back their punches a little bit. Like, when they started to throw, they were like, I really don't want to hit him, but I want to make it look like I'm trying to hit him. You know what I mean? Because
just throwing to throw.
Yeah. The question is, did they get suspended?
Did they get suspended?
Oh, they did? Did they get a fine as well?
One game. A fine, but I feel like those NBA fines are very...
Oh, yeah.
Compared to what they make...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Robin Lopez makes probably $12 million a year.
Probably.
30,000 fine.
From that Knicks contract we got.
30,000 fine. That's not hurting the man.
But I feel like they pulled their punches away because they realized, like, oh, I shouldn't do this because... One, OKC, or no, not OKC. Toronto, they're in a playoff push. They're trying to get the 4th or 5th seed in the East right now. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be needing him since they traded for him. And Robin Lopez, Chicago's pretty much done. Dwayne Wade out for the season. That happened last week. Since we didn't have a podcast, we got to mention that. So Chicago is pretty much done. If they did lose Robin Lopez for the season, if it was more harsh in the altercation,
it would affect them because they are in the midst of fighting for that 8th seed, but
it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
since Dwayne Wade's out,
it's done.
It's done. And I feel bad for Dwayne Wade. Honestly, I want him to leave Chicago badly. I want him to go back to Miami just because it's his hometown. It was really odd for me to see him go to Chicago. And, yeah, he's from there, and he played at Marquette, and he grew up there in Chicago. It's just real hard for me to see him play with a real good player in Jimmy Butler, and that's it. Like, no one else is surrounding him. I don't think they have any draft picks up in the coming years. Maybe from draft picks,
but they're not like they're the worst team ever. You know what I mean?
But going into the season, I think you and I.
No, I'm saying, but their draft picks aren't valuable.
Crazy, no.
Due to the fact that they're going to be mid draft picks, so that's not really going to help them too much if they have. I'm sorry, I'm hiccuping. Yeah. But with all that being said, we talked about the Bulls trying to make the playoffs and whatnot. Well, let's talk about the teams that can make the playoffs. So right now we got Heat holding down that 8th seed.
Heat is getting the 8th seed in my opinion, or 7th, or I believe.
So now Bulls and Pistons are a game and a half out of that 8th seed. Hornets, they fall off real quick. Kemba was holding that team down.
I remember they were doing so good.
They were like 4th seed, man. And we put them in our power rankings in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we did. They were doing amazing.
And the Hornets are now, they're 3 games back. I don't see them getting into contention. So I think our conference standings are basically set. I don't see Pistons getting in the way. Can you?
No.
They're a game and a half back, which could change like that, but still.
Yeah.
Now, I think what gets interesting is not who's making the playoffs in the East, is how is the seeding going to end up. Mm-hmm. Now, we got, as of today, which is Saturday, technically Sunday, so let's say Sunday. Or Saturday still. It's 11:51. Saturday, March 25th. Wizards just beat the Cavaliers.
Yeah, by 12 points. That's crazy.
Now, LeBron got frustrated. He threw his goggles. He said his team isn't tough enough for previous game before losing to the Nuggets.
They got Kevin Love back from injury.
Kyrie
Kyrie's
Irving,
healthy.
J.R.
LeBron's
Smith
in.
is healthy. They lost Bogut, but they got
They
Kyle
Larry Sanders, who
Korver.
they're not playing.
Who
Darren Williams, like...
what was that other? Derek Williams?
Derek Williams, yeah.
They got Derek Williams as well.
They got Richard
Kyle
Jefferson,
Korver,
Channing
Richard
Frye.
Jefferson.
Like, what else do you need, man?
I feel like we're missing so much more, to be honest.
For real. Amon Shumpert.
Shumpert. But their team isn't
Who
tough
else?
enough. Their team is not tough enough.
According
bro.
to LeBron. Oh, God. I'm
I
telling
just don't see. This is we always say that if you put LeBron in any team, they're going to the finals. Can they really?
if you put...
Cause we're finding it. He's making excuses with our already great team.
Mm-hmm.
But people say you take LeBron off of the Cavaliers, they're a trash team. I don't think they'll perform good only because I don't
They'd
think
still be a
Kyrie
playoff
Irving
team.
is a good leader.
They'd still be a playoff team if LeBron left.
Yeah, I see a team with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, Richard Jefferson, Darren Williams,
J.R. Smith,
J.R.
Kyle
Smith,
Korver,
Amon Shumpert,
Tristan Thompson. That's the one we forgot.
Tristan Thompson. Oh damn! Like
Offensive rebound.
there's no
god,
way that
like,
team isn't making the playoffs.
No.
Right? I think if that team was to fall off, is because Kyrie Irving. I don't think he's a great point guard, and I think every team needs a great point guard. I
Yeah.
think that's pivotal to your success, and in this case, LeBron is their point guard.
Yeah, true. Point forward, yeah.
But you know what I mean. He is their facilitator of that team.
Yeah, of course.
That's why he's averaging 8 assists, 7 assists a game.
Now, if LeBron did leave Cleveland this summer, like he doesn't want to chip this season, he's like,
not leaving.
yeah, I don't think he'll.
Nah,
ever
no
leave.
funny. No, if he goes back
it's
to
a
the
serious
Heat
question.
and Dwayne Wade goes back to the Heat,
It's a question mark, man. Chris Bosh, Whiteside are already there.
Chris Bosh? What are you talking about?
He's still a part of the team, in my opinion.
Yeah, but he's not coming back.
No.
Not coming back.
If he played with Whiteside, bro, and Wade came back,
Has
Deion
LeBron ever
Waiters?
had a great center?
no.
We had Shaq, but that was Shaq.
That was
from
2011.
Verjao was. Not sorry, Verjao. Zeandris Ilgauskas, you remember?
Oh,
him?
he was good.
He
Yeah.
was an all-star at a point in time.
He's
so
a really big white dude.
yeah, really European dude. But nevertheless, so now Celtics are half a game back of the first seed. Wizards are 2.5 games back. I don't see Wizards hopping up there, but Celtics.
I would love if the Celtics got home court advantage for the playoffs. It would mean, honestly, I might be a little bogus here.
I think if Celtics get that first seed,
It's going to be tough to beat them at the Garden.
but I think you got to give Brad Stevens Coach of the Year.
Oh, by far.
Because we're all saying D'Antoni, but
But
the
they're not first seed.
Celtics, people act like Celtics got a real squad. They have a very nice put together team, but it's a lot of role players.
Of course.
And what makes role players great is the coaching behind it and how you utilize the role players.
And the GM and who they drafted and Danny.
Because Horford isn't doing much, guys.
No.
He's not doing much. Isaiah Thomas is the backbone of that team, but also when you have Avery Bradley throwing
Jay
his 15,
Crowder,
Jay Crowder throwing
Marcus
his
Smart
14,
coming off the
Marcus
bench.
Smart locking people up with his defense and 3-point shot. Like, all of this adds up. All of this adds up, and that's coaching behind it.
Yeah, and the thing that they do really well with Boston Celtics is they have really good potential, too. Like, they got my man Jaylen Brown, 3rd overall pick last year. And in the future, bro, I think he's going to be a solid starter.
Jaylen Brown is pretty good, and also, man, they're most likely getting his first pick of the draft.
Yeah, and that's scary to think about. Cause
I just don't know what they're gonna do. I would trade that pick, but I'm not trying to tail off and talk about this. But I think they have to trade that pick because this draft is really guard heavy. So you
just
don't need
imagine, if they do trade this pick, they could get definitely a star player back. Because
I'm putting it on the table right now, guys. I'll trade you Ivica Zubac for the first pick, and that's pushing because Ivica Zubac is my man.
Would you imagine?
I'm kidding. Imagine.
I'm thinking about it now. Just imagine him, Alonzo Ball, and Isaiah Thomas on the Celtics, and they get rid of Marcus Smart somehow.
Nah, that wouldn't work. You got Alonzo Ball, who
Maybe they would get rid of Avery Bradley. Who knows in that situation? But that'd be a deadly acquisition if they would get him.
Nah, they don't need a guard. They need a great big man, and I don't think it's Horford. Horford could do his part. He's not terrible, of course, but I think if they get a good center, play Horford power forward, so they get even more length on that team, what Isaiah Thomas being as short as he is, so you get more bodies on that team. I just, the centers that they could get is kind of hard now that DeMarcus Cousins, because I was vouching for DeMarcus Cousins. Now there are options for great centers. I think Vucevic is a great option. But will you give up your first pick in the draft, who has potential to be an all-star out the gate?
I would
for
not
Vucevic?
trade for Nikola Vucevic, no.
So it's really
He's
up
a
to
big
them.
contract, too.
Speaking of, I mean, I don't want to tail off what we're talking about, but this is what we can do when we have two people. Did you see what, I think it was the Bulls or Pacers turned down the trade
Yes, yeah. You
against
sent in the group
76ers?
chat. Yeah.
It was Covington, 2 first-round picks, and Jahlil Okafor.
I mean, I can understand why Indiana kind of turned it down because they do have Miles Turner. And maybe they don't want to mix in with, they have Al Jefferson.
Jahlil Okafor
Miles
was
Turner,
playing power
Jahlil
forward
Okafor.
most of the year, bro.
Yeah, and then they have Thaddeus Young too, though.
Okay.
But
Come off the bench.
I can understand why they didn't want too many big men. Maybe.
Bro, you want youth. You got 2 first-round picks, a power forward.
Were they first round?
We have first-round picks.
Oh, ooh.
And from the 76ers.
And Covington's not bad.
And you guys are really not doing too much. I mean, we got the Pacers at 7th seed.
Who knows? They might
sitting
slip
at
out of
500.
playoff contention. Who knows?
That's not. I wouldn't say that's happening.
Well, they're sitting at 500 right now.
What I could see happen. Can you see Heat move up?
Yes. I think Heat will either lock in for the 8th seed, potentially for the 7th.
Shout out to the Bucks.
Yeah, they won last night. Giannis had a 37-35.
They were sitting at like 10th seed last time I checked a few weeks ago. Now they turned it up when it matters, and they're winning. Hawks, they've been in this position all year.
They just beat the Hawks last night. Mm-hmm. The Bucks.
And yeah, I could see. Do you see any potential of trouble for a Cavaliers or a Cavaliers
the only
versus
competition the Cavaliers have are the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals.
You don't think Wizards? Wizards beat them today. A completely healthy Cavaliers.
I think the Wizards and Cavaliers series would go a really tough 6-game series. At the end of the day, Cavaliers are too deep. I don't see anyone stopping LeBron just because they beat him tonight. Come playoff mode, no one's stopping LeBron James. And Kyrie Irving in the fourth quarter, hell no.
We also got to take into account that the reason Raptors are 4 right now is they lost Kyle Lowry.
That's true.
So once he comes back, obviously they didn't do as well last year in the playoffs as they would like to hope. But
They pushed it to 6 games, but they could have done better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure, bro. I would say
The front runner to beat the Cavaliers right now is definitely Boston.
Man,
Because they're healthy. They're
what about the Wizards, bro?
I think I'm trying to think who's injured on the Washington Wizards right now.
Nobody's injured. They're
No?
healthy.
You sure?
Yeah, they're healthy as a fly.
Okay.
I don't know if his fly is healthy, but I'm running with it.
I just think the front runner is Boston because one, they're potentially they could get the first seed. I'm telling you, bro, if they get the first seed, it's gonna be tough to beat them at the Garden.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really think that's the Eastern Conference Finals is gonna go 7 games this year, and I think Cleveland is gonna come out on top. But if Boston Celtics are first seed, who knows, man? It's the NBA.
Bro, I'm a Lakers fan, and I would love to see the Celtics or Wizards in the finals.
I'd love to see Boston.
And it's not me
more
rooting
than Boston.
against LeBron. It's just the predictability of the NBA season is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
And I wish I think we have to discuss this in a future podcast. Like, how could we change this? Should we limit the max contracts you can have on a team? Should you limit the all-stars you can have on a team or something like that? Like, this is the Cavaliers making the playoffs. I understand it's LeBron, but the team around him makes a very large difference.
Oh, of
I don't think
course.
it's fair. I'm same thing with the Warriors. I'm not trying to do anything. Trying to what is it called? Butter them up.
Another thing could be the worst teams in the league, like the Nets, the Magic, the Lakers, the Knicks, the Sixers. They could get more picks in the draft. That way, they will build their team more quickly. I'm trying to say.
But yeah, that's what I see for the Eastern Conference standings. So buy or sell Celtics having the first pick at the end of the day, come 2 weeks when the season ends, or 3 weeks.
At the end of the season, I could see the way Cleveland's playing right now, they're like playing 500 ball.
Do you know? Do Celtics have Cavaliers in a future game?
I think they play one more time.
We're about to find out.
I'm not sure. But at the end of the season, I do think, because Cleveland just did lose today, and they're, in my opinion, they're like a 500 ball club right now because they lose like 4 out of 6 games, and then they win like the next 3 out of 4, and then they struggle to win consecutive games, and I just think, yep, right there.
Cavaliers, April 5th. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games left. Cavaliers,
That
April
Bucks game
5th.
is good.
The season series is 1-2. They would tie the series up. That's interesting. What happens if they tie the series up and tie the records?
That's a good question.
I don't know who gets it.
I think
it works.
The better Eastern Conference overall wise.
What you mean?
Like, you know how when they play Eastern Conference
who got the
teams,
better Eastern Conference record?
Record, yeah. I think that's how it goes.
I don't remember.
Or the
last
better
time that
division
happened.
record. No, because they're not in the same division.
Yeah, that wouldn't matter.
It'd have to be conference record then. But right now, I'm buying the Celtics will be first seed in for the playoffs and have home court for the entire postseason.
I might be buying it too. I'm gonna just press that buy button. Is there a button to press?
No.
We don't got no buttons, bro.
No, not yet.
What the? Goddamn, we're trash. All right, now down to the Western Conference standings. We have the Lakers. Do you have them making the playoffs?
Maybe in 2 years.
Hopefully, right? All right, so now we got the Nuggets sitting at the 8th seed. They're a game and a half ahead of the Trailblazers. Do you think the Trailblazers could squeeze in?
No.
I don't see it
Their
happening.
defense is way too weak.
I don't see it happening. And it sucks because Dame Lillard is literally...
CJ McCollum, too, man.
They're both great, but they need more.
Yep, of course.
Evan Turner was a terrible pickup.
They need a big man.
I knew that from the jump, though. Evan Turner. I never liked Evan Turner.
I liked him at the
Should have stayed on goddamn Celtics. Anyways, now, Warriors, Spurs. Do you see Warriors losing that spot? Because I
Yes.
don't. Okay, that's your bugging. But I'll let you have that opinion.
How many games is Spurs out? 2?
2 games.
I don't know.
That's 2 games, bro, with 10 games left.
It's possible. Anything can happen.
The Warriors losing 2 and Spurs going flawless just to tie.
Look at the schedule for the Warriors and the Spurs.
Okay, I'll look up both. But the final question is who taking that. Yeah, this whole middle clump of the standings can change in a heartbeat. We have the Jazz, Clippers,
3.
Thunder all a game, 2 games within each other.
Well, 3 is Houston. That's a lock.
That's a lock for sure. But do you have Thunder moving up? Because if Thunder gets to a 5th seed, we might. That brings Russell Westbrook's MVP conversation a little bit higher.
Yeah, but he won't win the award for it just because he goes up a seed.
We really got to start considering Kawhi Leonard an MVP contender.
Oh, I've been considering him an MVP candidate for months.
How about LeBron James?
No.
Why not?
I
think LeBron James, bro, as much flack as Jesus thinks I give this man, I think he's an MVP contender.
Every year.
And, bro, he's
I'm not
putting
gonna
up
disagree.
26, 8, and 8 this year, and his team is the 1st seed. I understand how good his team is, but we said it, you take that team, you take him off, he makes that whole team better.
Yeah, but how many wins do the Cleveland Cavaliers have right now? 48, I believe. Last time I checked. Because I think the Spurs...
47. Rockets got more wins than them. Oh,
yeah,
God.
bro. That's what I'm saying.
The Eastern Conference
It's
really...
whack.
No, this just fooled me. You're so right. You're
Like,
very
if you,
right.
if you think
Because
about
they only
it,
got 3 more
Kawhi
wins than
Leonard-
the Jazz, bro.
Yeah, and Kawhi Leonard, 56. James Harden's going to win MVP. He got 50 wins. You know what I mean?
Bro, I think I might have to throw in my little notch for Kawhi.
I think James Harden's having the better season just because numbers-wise.
But what are we talking about if we're talking about most valuable? Because we got a guy who plays both ends of the floor excellently.
That's true.
He could win a Defensive Player of the Year, and he could win is MVP only an offensive award?
No.
Then, all right, we got to take this into consideration.
Yeah, we do, but I just think better...
I think James Harden should win, too.
He should win it by far.
Can we get the co-MVPs for this whole damn...
For real.
God, it's ridiculous. All right, now what was it looking at? Warriors schedule?
And the Spurs schedule.
Warriors schedule. Let me.
And then we'll discuss the rest of the Western Conference standings. Because
Okay,
I hope
I think it's all. I think it's staying the same. I don't think
Yeah.
the Thunder are going up. To
I
be
hope the
honest.
Jazz stay at 4 because I predicted from the get-go the Jazz would be a really good team this year, and I wasn't wrong.
We'll discuss that.
And then the Clippers, they're going to get eliminated in the second round or the first round because their team isn't...
Right now, they're facing the Jazz, and if they go if everything stays,
If the Jazz beat the Clippers,
that's a
Chris
good win.
Paul or Blake got to go, or Doc got to go.
I think Doc is one of the most overrated coaches of all
course.
time.
Just because he had a championship squad doesn't mean he's a great coach. I'll give him credit though. He was a really good coach, but when you play with KG, when you have KG, one of the best power forwards ever,
So the Warriors got Lakers,
win.
Lakers, Jazz, Pelicans, Suns, Timberwolves, Wizards, Rockets, Spurs, Rockets.
That's
Now-
that's 4 tough games.
Four-
Jazz, Rockets, Spurs, and then the Rockets. Again.
I'm interested in the Pelicans game as well.
They'll smoke them.
Jazz, I would. Pelicans might be a threat. Wizards, Rockets, Spurs. I'd give them 5. Oh, and Houston again.
Yeah.
That might be 6 tough games. But I mean, there are some. They got some very easy games as well. As well as that Pelicans game might be hard. It might be very winnable.
And didn't they lose to the Timberwolves early in the season? So hey, who knows?
They did, but all right. Let's check out the schedule of the Spurs now.
So 6. You said 6 tough games.
Arguably, and one is against the Spurs. So I mean, right there, if the Spurs win, they're a game behind. So therefore, Warriors just have to lose 2 more.
Yeah.
That doesn't have to. It's all hard, to be honest. Let's see if my internet is good. Now we got the Spurs schedule, who got Cavaliers tomorrow.
At 8 o'clock.
Hopefully, I can watch that goddamn
Yeah,
game.
me too. I'm not gonna be
Because
doing
I got work. I'm like actual work. All right, now we got Cavs, Warriors, Thunder, Jazz, Grizzlies, Lakers, Mavericks, Clippers, Trailblazers, Jazz.
Okay, Warriors first seed. They have a tougher schedule than the Spurs.
Well, yeah, I would say so as well.
Yeah, I'll give Warriors first seed just by a few games because the Spurs have a tougher schedule. Warriors, even though they don't have KD, they do have a 5-game win streak, and the Spurs do have a 4-game win streak. Yeah, I'll give it first seed to Warriors just by a few games. Spurs 2, Rockets 3. I hope Jazz stay at 4, Clippers 5.
I think everything is staying as is.
Yeah, because Nuggets are getting that 8th seed. Damn Grizzlies, I didn't think they'd make the postseason. I thought the Blazers would.
I was hoping for them.
I thought the Timberwolves would make the playoffs.
I think I had them 8th seed.
Me too.
We got to look back into that podcast and see how
Yeah.
we did as a whole in totality. But yeah, that's how I have the season sitting as is as we hit the 32 mark. But now, this is what I want to talk about, man. This is the question I said I had. Is the NBA season too long?
No.
Yes.
You think it
I
is?
feel like this is a fast break question.
We can make it one. We can make it real quick. We don't have. It doesn't have to be like 5
Judge
on
or anything, but yeah, bro, let's get into this because
You could give your points. I'll give mine.
okay. All right. Well, listen. I don't want them to hear me moving in my chair. I gotta move here and there. Yeah, I can't sit in one spot. I'm just like that. I think I have ADHD. I need John. I need John's
because I'm spinning in my chair as we speak.
Yeah, you're just spinning all day. All right. NBA season, is it too long? Yes, bro. How many NBA games have you been watching recently?
I saw one the other day, and that was the first time in a few weeks.
Like I'm always in tune with it, but it's just I'm so busy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time to watch every NBA game.
You're busier than me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very busy. And I don't have time to watch all these NBA games. And the season going this long, bro, 82 games, I feel like it's so much.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like part of helping, like part of making NBA a little more unpredictable, cut that to maybe, how much they had when it was the lockdown? Maybe 60, I think, or 50 something.
I think 55.
55. I say get it around that amount because 82 games is a long time. And not only does it make it more unpredictable, these players might not have to rest like they do.
Mm-hmm.
They might not have to do all that. And also, bro, I kind of lose passion for it all the way through. And then, like, you know how we get that feeling when the NBA season is over?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, a month after, we're like, yo, I miss NBA. I feel like
I miss NBA season as soon as the finals are over.
I feel like we're just so oversaturated with it, bro. Games every single. I'm cool with games every day, but like literally, like my team plays. I feel like almost every day. And I don't want to. Baseball. Can you really watch all of their 162 games?
No, but I'm gonna get into that.
Like it's exhausting at times.
It is.
It's very exhausting.
I couldn't imagine being a professional MLB player.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They get 2 hours of sleep if they're lucky.
It's just exhausting. I think the NBA season is too long. I feel like as a yawn, I feel like it gets ironically tiring, and it's just. I love NBA, but the reason people love college basketball so much is because
it's only like 30-something games.
It's here and it comes, and then the tournament obviously is like the greatest thing of all time. And I feel like we could improve on playoffs too. 7-game series is a long ass series. I think I'm not saying it should be Super Bowl because Super Bowl is completely different.
Yeah,
but like NFL, the 1-game format is beautiful because that's why it's so unpredictable. But you can speak your case. I'm just making a few points.
You brought up the MLB perspective, and I'm a big MLB fan. I don't watch. Let me just say this straight. I do not watch every single Yankee game.
I'm gonna try to watch MLB this year.
I probably watch, if I'm lucky, maybe 40% of the Yankee games every year. Because, one, they're playing every damn day. Literally. I don't think, if I could look at the Yankees' schedule, they probably don't have more than, out of the 6-month season they have from April, March, because they're in spring training right now, until October, if the Yankees go to the playoffs. You know what I mean? So that's a huge part of their lives every year to play baseball. 162 games, bro.
That's ridiculous.
They don't complain. You know what I mean? And 82, that's not even half of the MLB season. So the fact that...
That's
oh, yeah, it's above half.
It's one game more than half.
It's a little bit above half. But I just think if MLB players can play 162 games and them maybe having a day off every 2 weeks, like in that day off, they're traveling. Like if they're on the road or they're going back to their home stadium or whatever. Like these MLB players, they don't get sleep, bro.
All right, I'm not saying the season is long on the players. The season is long on the fans.
It's longer for fans in the MLB.
Yeah, all right, but that's not the question. The NBA, the MLB season is way too long. I think we know that, but NBA, I feel like...
I think it's perfect. I think 82 games a season is perfect. What are they going to lessen to? Like 60, 70 some games?
I say 55, yeah, 55, that lockdown format.
But here's another point. You know how much money they would lose if they shortened the season?
They
would lose millions of dollars.
They're not going to shorten the season, I know that, but I just think it is too long.
Even if they lessen playoff series in the postseason, that's millions of dollars as well. Because if they say maybe they do the first round, 1 game. I understand that. Second round, best of 3. Eastern Conference Finals, best of 5. If they would less the NBA Finals to like a best of 3 or a best of 5 or something like that, that's millions of dollars down the drain. If they would consider that, which they would never, because NBA Finals should be best of 7 because it's the last 2 teams in the NBA.
But you also got to think about
it.
You got to think about it like this: if there's less games, it becomes more of an attraction because it's like.
Yeah, it's
these teams only play once a year. I have to catch this game.
Oh, yeah, of course, but that's not the way the NBA is. And I don't think they'll ever consider changing it. I think the format will always be 7, best of 7, because it's the best way to show what teams are willing to strive to win 16 games in the postseason for the championship and have that ring on their finger next season in the opener. You know what I mean?
Damn, you just came out your ass and said 16? Is that
16 wins in the postseason, yeah.
Wow, Jesse, you paying attention to statistics.
Oh, I'm failing that.
Because to be honest, I obviously that's simple math, 4 times 4, but I wasn't even thinking about that. For you to just say that on the spot, good stat. Good statistic.
Okay.
I'll give you that. Now, it was just a question I was posing in my head.
But yeah, I just think the NBA players, they're bitching. Like, MLB players go through a hell of a lot more than they do. I understand fans and athlete, they wear on their bodies and everything, but these guys they're grown men in the league, and even the rookies from from being a college athlete playing 30-some games, and then the NBA season, it does get tiring. But as they grow, and I feel like they're gonna grow into it, and they just need to man up more and deal with it. Just straight up, because MLB players play 162 games a season, bro. Like, my man, I was watching the Yankee game, the spring training game, the other day. My man, Evan Longoria, played 161 games last year. He missed one game, bro.
And
that's crazy.
The thing with MLB season as well is, like, it doesn't end. Like, I feel like as soon as the season ends, you got a few more days in the spring training again.
Yeah.
Because
the World Series is end of October, November, December, January, February. Spring training
it's
already.
The same thing with basketball, to be honest, because once the playoffs end, they're like, all right, well, USA, FIBA, or...
free agency.
Yeah, it's really...
Training camp, boom. NBA draft included in there, and they're back.
I think definitely NBA, I feel like definitely have the shortest time in between seasons.
July, August, September, October, 4 months. Same thing with MLB.
MLB is 4 months. Yeah. It ends in November. Starts when? No, May.
February.
Oh,
spring training.
All right, then if we're talking spring training, what about summer league?
Oh yeah, we could include preseason as well. Okay, NBA then.
NBA.
Yeah, April
football.
is
I feel like
for
it's
MLB.
a goddamn hiatus.
Shit, oh my god. February to September.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
But nevertheless, at least we got that coach, because I had that question on my mind for a very long time. So I wanted that question done. And our last thing, LeVar Ball.
Whew. I'm gonna roast this dude.
Now, LeVar Ball, you discussed the whole situation just because you're way more passionate about it than I am.
First of all, we need to talk about
well, Lonzo just got eliminated yesterday.
Lonzo just got eliminated, and he did declare for the NBA draft. It's official.
Yeah, I heard. I mean, we saw the 10 minutes of the game, then we ended up leaving Wild Wings, and our ride was a bit of time. When I got back, the game was already over.
Yeah.
So
I got back because I went back to Wills, and I watched the end of the game in Kentucky.
Now, I heard Lonzo is a little slipped up.
Yeah, he was limping a little bit.
I wasn't mentioning injuries.
Oh, he was limping the last few minutes.
But I was meaning in general. I heard he didn't play the best.
It sucks. LaMelo and LiAngelo Ball, they played in the state championship. LaMelo dropped 11 points. LiAngelo had 15 points. And then LeVar had the audacity to blame the coach. Well, why aren't you blaming your sons for not playing better? They chuck up 100-some shots after every practice in the backyard. I'm telling you, bro, this, and the fact that he was on First Take the other day saying, oh, UCLA is going to win a national chip. Lonzo Ball is going to be a Laker. He's going to be better than Steph Curry. And all this other shit. He's going to be better than Magic Johnson. And all this other stuff. He's putting a good spotlight on his sons. There's no problem with that. But when your son doesn't back it up, that worries me. Because I feel like his
sons do back it up.
Yeah, but not to the ability his dad wants him to.
I think. I mean, Lonzo Ball's putting up phenomenal numbers in college.
Course.
He just had
15,
one bad game,
8,
and the bad game, it's not like NBA where they have a 7-game series. If he was to, let's say they had a 7-game series and he was to choke all those games away, then that's a different story. But it was just you could have one bad night, and that could be for anybody, and that's what makes these 1-game series the most unpredictable and the best to watch.
Yeah. The thing I liked about, I was watching First Take where Stephen A. and LeVar were going at it. Stephen A. brought up a good point. Lonzo isn't new to big moments. And that was his first big moment was yesterday against Kentucky in the Elite Eight. And he failed.
See, I'm a Lakers fan. And we're probably going to get Lonzo Ball.
Probably.
Maybe. It is a very strong
I hope you do.
It is a very strong possibility. And in my head, I was questioning it because sometimes I hate to believe in the hype. When the hype dies out, how is it going to be? Like Johnny Manziel situation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
But Lonzo made his team significantly better.
Oh, of course he did.
The Ball family has made that Chino Hills team significantly better.
Mm-hmm.
So I think off of that alone, Lonzo has infinite potential. Now, what LeVar Ball is doing, on the other hand, I think is great for Lonzo for the most part. Some of the shit he says is outrageous.
Oh,
but,
of course, like beating Michael Jordan in his prime.
But listen,
I'll get into
Lonzo
that stuff
Ball is as popular as he is because of his father.
Oh, of course, I agree.
And therefore, more eyes are on him.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, that not raises your draft stock, but if you can play under all of them eyes on you, that might raise your draft stock because now you got people looking.
Yeah, but it's based off of LeVar saying bogus stuff.
Yeah.
You catch my drift?
Yeah, it's just based off his antics, I would say.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know, I haven't heard too much I haven't heard too much of Lonzo saying anything.
No, he doesn't care.
I feel like I don't even know what the man's voice sounds like. But if you play LeVar Ball's voice from the room next door with all the doors closed on Volume 1, I'll be like, damn, he's talking shit again.
Yeah,
like,
for real. He doesn't stop, man. Like, I hear something about him every day. I really do. Like, first thing I heard about him was Lonzo Ball. He thinks he's better than Steph Curry. His coming from his father's aspect. He could beat Michael Jordan in a one-on-one. His three sons are going to have $1 billion shoe endorsement when they come all into the league together, which is a really good possibility. All three sons of his could play in the NBA one day, and that's crazy to think about.
How are the Plumlees, the Zellers?
Oh, yeah, that's
Steph
true.
Curry, Seth Curry,
Yeah,
Gasol.
but to think about that, like three of them.
I'm pretty sure how many Plumlees are there?
3.
Exactly.
Yeah, but do you think the Ball family's gonna be better than? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Arguably,
trash.
oh yeah, arguably all of them could be a starter on a team one day. Lonzo, he could potentially be
MVP.
Yeah, who knows? LaMelo, they're saying he's gonna be better than all of them. Who knows, man? But the thing I'm trying to say is,
you know what this is also doing though? That what is it called? Their clothing.
Yeah.
This is
put
great,
a name on that. Yeah.
Great marketing for their clothing.
Yeah.
Bro, find an interview with LeVar Ball that he isn't wearing the clothing.
Yeah. He wore it on First Take and Undisputed.
He's going to wear it everywhere he goes because every time he talks, there's a camera. And that camera in every shot is that T-shirt. Mm-hmm. So you're getting sales.
Yeah.
Telling you, there's a strategy behind it, and this man is a genius. He's just playing everybody stupid. I see his vision.
Yeah.
I know where he's going.
The last thing I want to say is
he's cutting that check, bro.
The one thing I don't appreciate from him, what he said about LeBron and his sons. Coming from, and LeBron had a good point of view with what he and how he reacted. LeBron had every right to say what he had to say in reaction to what LeVar Ball said. LeVar Ball said all of Magic's sons, Shaquille O'Neal, who his son is the #1 junior in the country right now. Kareem's sons, Michael Jordan's sons, and LeBron's sons all are whack. No. You should not say that.
He didn't say his son, LeBron's sons are whack.
Yeah.
He said Kareem, Shaq, Jordan, somebody else, they all got sons and they all whack.
I think he mentioned LeBron too, bro.
No, I didn't hear LeBron in that conversation. I think he said LeBron. I think he just said that.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. He said his sons don't. I better live up to the expectation of being better than LeBron, which will never happen. Because LeBron is going to be one of the best of all time. He already is now.
I just think he said that his kids are going to be better than LeBron's kids.
Yeah. He did say that as well. But the thing is,
it's hard to figure out what he didn't say.
Yeah, because he runs his mouth constantly. But the big issue is, I don't think he should be mentioning other NBA players' sons, even though they're not, like, LeBron's sons aren't even in high school yet, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, keep those kids, let them play ball, let them be the players they are, and leave LeBron's kids out of it, because LeBron took it to heart, and he was just like, coming from father to father, don't mention my kids, or I think he said there's going to, like, be a problem down the future or whatever, and then LeVar, because Stephen A. asked him about it, like, did you mean that? And then LeVar was just like, yeah, if there's going to be a problem between me and him, then there'll be a problem, or something like that. And I just think, like, if LeVar being the older man, he needs to be the bigger person. Mm-hmm. But in my opinion, LeBron's being the bigger person because he's more known as the high-level name at this point, of course, because it's LeBron James. And I just think LeVar shouldn't have said that about his sons because his sons aren't even in high school yet. Like, they're probably like 12, 13 years old.
I agree, but I got no reason to. I got no excuse to back that one up. But I do think everything LeVar Ball says is with a purpose, and I do think it's smart on him for the promotion. Is some of it overboard? Yes, but
by far.
You know what? Let this man make his money.
I just hope he doesn't make. He's not going to make his sons look stupid, but
he's setting very high expectations for them.
Oh, of course.
And every time they do something wrong,
it looks bad on his sons.
They're gonna get that same spotlight because he's putting that spotlight on them.
Yep.
Like, bro, we're not even talking about the most likely the first pick in the draft, Markelle Fultz. Mm-hmm. His team didn't even make it. Why are we not talking about that?
Yeah. Honestly, I think he'll be number 1 overall. He will be. He's gonna be nasty, man.
He will be. But you know what I mean? Like, we're not saying his team didn't make it.
Yeah.
That's not the big highlight.
Yeah, because I don't see his.
How did Josh Jackson do yesterday?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at his stats. That dude you told me about that you thought played for UCLA.
De'Aaron Fox, I heard he lit up.
He got
yesterday.
39 points yesterday.
I heard De'Aaron Fox has
Shout out
such
to
potential.
him. Oh my God.
Now, once again, I would just want to remind them before we head out. When draft day comes, or the week before, whatever the case is, I'm pretty sure whenever we get they announce the lottery and all that. Mm-hmm. Whenever we get the whole draft,
yeah, it's like beginning of June
draft lineup. I want to do a podcast, and it's gonna be with my man who knows his NCAA basketball, and he will hit us with who he thinks is a correct fit for this team and this team and this team, and who he thinks might be a bust. Who his all those type of sorts. So we're going to get him to join, hear his take on everything, because we don't really watch like that. And on that episode, we'll explain why we don't watch. Because, by that time, we won't have too much to talk about.
Yeah, true.
So
except free agency.
Once the season ends, what are we going to do? It's just wait till next year.
Fast breaks.
No, we're not. We're done. Oh, we're going to wait till next.
All right, yeah.
Well, obviously, if any trade rumors, we might do a podcast here and there. But as far as every week goes, we can't do a podcast every day.
We'll just focus on MMA and WWE.
MMA, WWE.
And anything else we do.
Hopefully anything else. But with all that being said, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Please, please, please share. Please like. Please subscribe if you're on YouTube, if you're on SoundCloud. Follow if you're hearing us on iTunes. Give a rating. All of these matter. If you're listening, leave a comment down below. Let us know you're there. Communicate with us. Ask us questions. We will we'll be more than welcome to answer them, whatever it is. Jesse, they can ask you anything?
Yeah, they can ask me anything. I don't care what you ask me. Fast break questions. A comment about what we say in the podcast. If we said
what do you think about LeVar Ball?
Yeah.
What do you think about who's making the playoffs, who's not? Comment. Interact with us. We're more than down to talk. Yeah,
if you think we said something bogus or blasphemous, just let us know down in the comment section. Just let us know. Correct us if we missed fact something, whatever. And big shout out to my man Christian. He did drop a music video on our YouTube page. Go check that out. We got the most views on that video. We got 214 views on
214
that. On that John right now.
So you just said John for the first time. I heard it. Only John I ever heard you say is our friend, bro. I say John every day of my life.
But go check that out. Again, ton of views. Gave us 4 more subscribers to our YouTube. 5 new subscribers to our YouTube channel. Go check it out. It's a pretty good video. My boy Christian spitting some fire.
Great song.
And listen to our podcast. Show love equally. Just don't show out the love on just one thing.
Well, show them though if they're interested in one thing. They're interested.
Yeah. But I like it. I like it all around, just because it shows better numbers to our account and just makes us look better. But yeah,
make us look better, guys. That's on you. Now, with all that being said, guys, thank you for listening. I'm Christian.
I'm Jesse.
And you can find us under the name All of the Above ENT on SoundCloud, YouTube, and iTunes. And with all that being said, we are out.
Signing out. Peace. See you next week.